Hi, I'm Trina Lane, and this is Rhea.
Hi.
We're going to be demonstrating bridesmaids looks today. We're just going to jump right in and show you how to work with foundation. Now, I'm a fan of bringing in lots of foundation right underneath those eyes. This can be a watery, kind of thin skin area, so you want to make sure that we have enough coverage to withstand any crying or perhaps the weather. And my trick too is when I'm working with foundation, I kind of like to mush it into the face. Just kind of press that kind of right in. After getting foundation on, I like to work in a little concealer, and I like to work with it for about 3 different ways. We're also going to bring in a little extra eye base, so this way the eyeshadows will stay put. I'm also going to come in and just camouflage any troubled areas that I need, and also use it as a highlighter because it's matte and it's a nude tone. So this way it's going to create a really, really nice, soft and natural enhancement. So I like to kind of press it into the eyelid as such, close to the lash line as possible. Think side to side, cover that whole width of the eye, and we're bringing it right up underneath the eyebrow. So this way, we're also creating our highlighter underneath that eyebrow. Bringing just a little extra right into the inside corner of the eyes. So this way too, we are creating our highlighter. And then just taking that sponge very gently, massaging that in. To camouflage any boo-boos or any troubled spots, be very careful with concealer because you don't want to accidentally also re-highlight or turn certain parts of the face gray. So we're just going to add a little bit of product there, and again, just take our time kind of dabbing, pressing it in back into the face. So this way now with the face, with foundation, little concealer, we have created one skin tone. So next up, eyeshadows. Now, sometimes I'm a fan of playing with certain tones like this, but watch out if you're experiencing any redness, exhaustion, irritation in the eyes, or even in the face. Anything red, violet, pink can pick up on all that, and next thing you know, you're accidentally highlighting the things you don't want to be highlighting. But for Rhea, we're going to come in with some really soft, pretty tones. I'm just going to put these two ones together, and all you're going to do is just start to gently dust it over the whole entire eyelid. Sometimes there's some pressing, and you're just going to start working this product in. And it's how you work with tones, because even though you see a palette that's like, ooh, look at those sharp, bright tones, it's how you're working with them as well. And then I'll have Rhea just kind of open a little bit so everyone can kind of see a little bit there. So far, so good. Sometimes blending a couple like easy, simple tones can, especially for blue eyes too, can really make everything kind of pop and stand out. And all I'm doing is gently just kind of working this product in again. Pressure feeling okay on those eyes? Mm-hmm. Working that in. And again, give the tool a little bit of a shake. Spreading your product around. We'll be able to bring a little bit of eyeshadow right underneath here, but again, if you're exhausted, you're crying and you can't pull it together, maybe shy away from doing so. But I think Rhea's okay. We're okay.
I'm crying today.
Shouldn't be, it's a happy day, right? Somebody's getting married. And then holding that there and just dusting like that light color again, just keeping everything very soft. Next up, we're going to be working some product into the crease. This way we're going to draw out the eye just a little bit more. We're going to create kind of more of a sultry, not full and smoky, but it could still be resembling a darker eye, which was still allowed in photos. The eyes will still appear a little larger, not fully closed up. So I like to take a little bit of my dark product as such. Turn a little bit towards me there, that's perfect. And I gently just kind of tap a little bit of product into that crease line, just to start kind of warming it up. And jumping over to the other side. And you're just gently kind of working that in. Give the tool a nice little shake. And then from here, I'm just gently massaging that tones around too. Working that in. Who says you can't have a little fun too when it comes to wedding inspiration makeup? But at the same time too, I always feel like you still want to look like yourself. And then we're just kind of blending all these tones together. Again, making sure too that product doesn't come all the way up to the eyebrow. Also exercising caution, open those eyes for Rhea, that we didn't bring product too far out. This way too, you don't create what I call a sad eye. You want to keep everything kind of lifted and nice and open. So next up, we're going to stick with more of a smudgy eyeliner. I'm a fan of working with chocolate browns. I feel like it's more of the softer side versus harsh black. Doesn't mean black still can't be sexy, but sometimes just doing something a little different can still make the eyes pop. And shadows are my favorite. They will stand the test of time on a wedding day. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of this shadow here. Rhea's gonna look straight down for me. She's gonna hold that there. I'm just gonna sneak in and do like a little tap. Eyeliner shouldn't also overpower the eyelid. That's just my professional opinion. Because again, you can easily accidentally close off the human eye, especially if it's from far away. We never wanna be like, where did her eyes go? So I feel like eyeliner should also just kind of respect the eyelid and the eye shape at all times. And then you're just gently kind of tapping that in. Now for longevity of the day, I would do a few layers of these for sure. But for the sake of the demo, we're just kind of giving you a little bit of a teaser how to work this product in. Next up, a little mascara. I'm a fan of getting that mascara right into the base of the lash. This way, you're amplifying and creating volume and also covering every inch of lash from root to tip. And now turn a little this way for me. Very nice. Right about here, like whenever you need to. Very good. There are certain tones to be working with when it comes to contouring. So what we'd like to do is kind of start somewhere. I'm a fan of just kind of following the shadows and the bone structure of the face. I feel like everything should be complementary, so no matter how the bride is smiling, turning, where the muscles are being flexed, that's exactly where the contour needs to be going. You want to stay right on the laugh line, just a little bit above, a little bit below. So gently we'll just ease my fan brush into this like this, and you're just gently dusting some product in, creating some definition along that cheekbone. Okay. You can also start sneaking it over onto the nose. And again, you're just following where Rhea's natural laugh lines and shadows are on the face. Just like that. And then start grabbing all of this together with your big fat brush, smoothing it down, making sure there's no harsh lines. Also to be wary of any products that are a little too gray as well. Turn a little this way, Rhea. Because again, in natural light, or if you're shooting anything outside, your face will look a little pearly. And to me, that's not a natural skin tone either. Okay, and then just taking a peek at the camera, kind of go side to side a little bit so you can kind of see that there. Very nice. Next up, we want to work in a little bit of blush. I call it my yoga glow. Just kind of start pulling everything together. And you just want to work it into the apples, just right in here. Not necessary to bring it all the way to the back of the ear. We're just going to kind of plop it right in here. Everybody take a peek at that. And then we're also going to reach for our big fat brush, our powder brush. And now you're pulling all of this together one last time. Next up, eyebrows. So I'm a fan of just getting in here and brushing everything kind of up and away. You can also come back over along the hairline, just giving everything a little bit of a dust over. And if anything, this feels kind of nice when you're on the receiving end. You're like, brush my face now, please. Okay, so grabbing just like a simple dark tone, you don't need to come in too excessive. I like to kick off somewhere in the arch. And you just want to kind of mimic the hair flows a little bit. Especially if you're the person who's not a fan of maybe, or needing to accentuate eyebrows. Sometimes just even as a start fill like that can be really nice. However, I feel like some clients can be open, and then you have the clients who are like, yes to eyebrows all the time. We're gonna focus a little bit on just filling in the gaps, kind of bringing it down into the tail. When it comes to bringing it towards the nose, you don't wanna have a harsh line, but you can start to create a little bit of definition. And she's got the eyebrows for it. And then my little trick is I like to kind of brush it up. So this way, taking a peek at the camera, we start to create, again, more of that nice natural finish. And brushing it up. And this little trick works for anybody who also doesn't have maybe a lot of hair or color in their hair to work with. And then turn towards me here. And again, just run your brush over. So you can see how very soft and again, natural this looks. So we're gonna do a little bit of highlighting. Now, because Rhea's young, she can get away with it. However, I will say if you're experiencing any skin problems, right, any of the little boo-boos, or if there's a sunburn, or if you want to shy away from any fine lines and wrinkles, do not put highlighter in these spots. Just don't do it, because what it's going to do is exactly that, highlight it. So let's say no to that. But you can take a little bit of your highlighter and then sometimes just dusting it a little bit above here. You can just draw attention back underneath those eyes. So this way too, it actually also helps drawing out your contour that you have done. Take a little bit here as well. Also a fan of working also with my matte white as a highlighter. So I'll take a little bit of that guy as well. And again, exercising caution, because we took the time to kind of cover up those trouble spots there. But you can just gently bring it down. Don't create too much of a Rudolph nose with white, because that's the only thing you're going to see in your photos for sure. And even just above the Cupid's bow a little bit there too. But you can also, again, grab a smaller brush, grab that white again, and just bring a little bit more white back into the inside corner of the eyes. So when it comes to lip building, it depends on the client. If you're low maintenance, if you think that you just can't handle it, you might kind of get it everywhere, just stick with a simple gloss. These are great just to kind of work with. Again, very low maintenance. Lipsticks are great too, but you definitely have to make sure you have that guy in check. So what I'm gonna do for this little demo is I'm gonna put these two together. And I like to apply with a brush. That's just me. I feel like I get more control. I'm gonna have Rhea help me out by mushing those lips around, pressing it around. It's gonna feel a little dry at first here as we're working. And then you just follow the natural lip line. But as we start to build, I still like to have a little bit more between the bottom pout and the top pout. I'm just gonna exaggerate just a wee bit more. So this way, what I call a joker mouth, we avoid, so it doesn't look like a slit, create a nice kind of plumped area right in there. And by blending the gloss with the lipstick too, it still gives you a pop of color, but it's not as drying or intense as a lipstick sometimes can be, but depending what product you're working with. So you have to think in terms of the longevity of the day. Even if it's bridesmaid makeup or a destination wedding, depending on weather, you have to factor all that in when it comes to a lip. And then just bring it up just a smidgen more, just in that center pout. Rhea's got a little room to work with, so this looks fantastic. And again, just bring it down to the bottom, turn it towards me this way, thank you. Working that guy in. Very nice, hun. And that concludes our makeup tutorial.